Hey there, it's Lynnette Khalfani-Cox, the Money Coach. I'm the co-founder of AskTheMoneyCoach.com and Money Coach University. Listen, today I want to share with you the number one rule of budgeting. It's something that's going to help a lot of you, for those of you who have tried and failed to sustain a budget, for those of you who perhaps have never even tried to budget, maybe because you've put it off or you've been dreading making a budget. But listen, this number one rule of budgeting is crucial, and even if you've heard it before, frankly, you may have heard it before, but even if you have to adopt it. You must use this rule or everything else in your budget will fail. So what is this all-important rule? The number one rule of budgeting is that you cannot spend more than you earn. Simply put, if you spend more than you earn, you will always be broke, you will always be in debt, and you will never get ahead financially. Now, since I'm saying that this is so very crucial, some of you might be thinking, well, duh, of course, yeah, I know I'm not supposed to spend more than I earn, but are you actually doing that? Have you actually taken a good hard look at your finances to make sure that all of the money going out the door is not exceeding the amount of money that you have coming in the door? Fact is, that's exactly what is happening with most Americans all across the country. The vast majority of Americans. How do I know this? Well, the Pew Research Center has found that 80% of Americans are in debt. They owe somebody something. They owe on a mortgage. They owe on a credit card bill. They owe on an auto loan, on a student loan, or a host of other medical bills, etc. Are you among that 80% of Americans who are in debt? If so, it could be, might not always be, but it could be that you're overspending and perhaps you don't even realize it. Perhaps you are exceeding a level that's wise and advisable for you when it comes to your monthly spending, and thus your budget is out of alignment. Could be your housing is an issue. Did you know that the MacArthur Foundation has found that 52% of all Americans, over half of all Americans, have had to make a major sacrifice just to be able to afford their monthly housing? That goes for renters as well as for homeowners. Now, when we're talking a major sacrifice, I don't mean some, minor little adjustment. Major sacrifice meant that these 52% of Americans had to do things like take on a second job, forego making retirement contributions, skip health care coverage. Those are some pretty hefty sacrifices just to be able to afford a roof over your head. So for some of you, you might want to take a look at the budget in the housing category and see, am I simply spending too much the place where I'm living? May or may not be true for you, but it's just a thought. Now, for those of you who have not yet created a budget and have said, I don't really know yet if I'm deficit spending, if I'm overspending, if my spending is part of what's keeping me in debt or making me cash strapped and living paycheck to paycheck, there's actually good news for you. The good news is once you take a look at everything in black and white, you can start to make some adjustments. And throughout this course, I'm going to teach you how to do just that. I'm going to show you some critical ways in which you can evaluate your budget, make sure that you have a realistic and sustainable budget, how you can adjust if necessary, and make sure that you're not overspending. Because I don't care any way you do the math, it will never work out for you. And we know this instinctively, right? Have you seen those celebrities who have gotten deep into debt and even gone into foreclosure? We've all seen the kind of laundry list of athletes and entertainers, singers, actors, etc. Many of them have made millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars. Some of them, believe it or not, even hundreds of millions of dollars, and still wound up broke and in debt or in bankruptcy court. What was the issue there? It was largely overspending. They did not have anywhere near a realistic budget. They did not make sure that their spending was proportional in alignment with the amount of money that they had coming in the door. So again, I don't want you to make that mistake. If you're going to have a realistic, workable, sustainable budget, one that does have flexibility and some freedom and some creativity and is not overly restrictive, you have to be willing to take a close look at the numbers and to assess, am I spending more than I'm earning? I hope it's not the case for you, but if so, carry on with these lessons. I'm going to show you how to budget the right way.